let's talk underrated action anime. I have been covering a number of underappreciated anime in different categories I've seen throughout the decade I've been into the medium. But we are finally approaching the genres of which the shiny hidden gems that I've personally experienced become fewer and fewer. I still think I compiled a solid list here, but I do encourage the small number of you that stumble upon this video to comment your own recommendations for underrated action anime that I may have missed out on or have not seen yet. Alright, let's get started. Hakata Tonkotsu Ramens takes place in the city of Fukuoka, which in this fictional version thrives on its population of underground killers, assassins, and detectives. We follow the laid-back detective Banba and the long-haired assassin Lin as they team up to investigate the inner workings of the hitman business, get tangled up with various other killers, and form their own baseball team on the side. The anime screams bustling and stylish, and is the perfect show to turn off your brain and wind down for some good action fun. Each of the characters, both the good hitman and the bad hitman, in quotes, have their own quirks, and seeing all of them constantly come in contact and try to kill each other was so fun to see unfold. The anime went pretty under the radar when it released back in 2018 and never really picked up any traction since, which is a shame since this was a really entertaining ride. The heroic legend of Arslan follows our titular character Arslan as his kingdom is overthrown by their neighboring empire Lusitania. Realizing that he's useless in battle and naive in the politics of his own country, he barely manages to escape with his life and now has to reclaim his kingdom from scratch and gain allies along the way. This is a full-on epic war story with tactics, enthralling war battles, and different factions and sides. Though the anime is far from completion in adaptation, it is still worth a watch to see how Arslan transforms into becoming king and how everyone in his camp comes together and tries to survive. We're gonna run it back to 2018, when Netflix was first trying their hand at all-out producing anime. After the immense explosion of Devilman Crybaby in the anime community, it seems that the corporation has struggled a bit to replicate the success that the show had. Amongst the sea of mediocrity, there were some good anime and some I felt didn't deserve to be piled onto their other works. One of the latter is A.I.C.O. Incarnation, a Studio Bones action sci-fi original work that I felt did a good job telling its entire self-contained story in the core that it aired. The anime follows a post-apocalyptic setting, after a self-replicating substance called the Matter explodes onto the world and snakes its way around the dams and facilities, killing every single thing in its path. We follow A.I.C.O Tachibana, who is under constant medical surveillance after having survived the Matter, but we discover that she is not normal. She teams up with another student, Yuya, to uncover the mysteries behind the source of the explosion and how to destroy the substance once and for all. While the anime would have benefited from more episodes to connect us more with the world, characters, and give us more exploration into how the Matter changed life, the anime tells a tale of A.I.C.O, who is the key player in the mystery behind the disaster, and believed that what it set out to do, it did so really well. I was surprised to see how low of a score it had on my anime list. Usually if I like something and see it low, I can understand why, but even with the flaws that I can point out while watching, I still think the score doesn't do it justice, and this is probably my epitome of an underrated anime that you should check out. Dimension W follows the discovery of a fourth dimension, the titular Dimension W. We dive into the monopoly of the energy industry and the black market that follows through with it. Kyoma, our ex-soldier MC, is a believer in the old ways, driving cars with gas still, and works to hunt down illegal coils in exchange for the money. And from there, we follow the duo as they go through a series of events together. The opening to Dimension W is really catchy, and I just love the vibe of the overall world and the aesthetic of it. Being 12 episodes, the anime is an easy binge to add to your completed collection, and the ideas, action, and entertainment value is fascinating enough for you to get through it. Also kinda interesting how we can see the remnants of Dimension W appearing in real life today. Maybe we should take this as a sign into what the potential future could look like. The vampire action thriller Sirius the Jaeger was pretty tense and invigorating to go through. The 1930s backdrop here is the highlight, with Tokyo undergoing its own industrial revolution, and the artistic architecture and old-fashioned vehicles really add to the uniqueness and sense of immersion here in the show. Fused with the tense vampire hunts and a tale of revenge, the show is action-packed and here to entertain the whole way through. Yuli is a Jaeger, classified hunters sent to eliminate the town's vampires. But alongside their hunt, they are also racing against the vampires to claim the Ark of Sirius, a mythical object that's said to possess the power to change the world. Yuli, who has lost his entire village to vampires and is hellbent on eradicating the race, is very much the spotlight on the show as we learn more revelations about him through flashback and in present. The animation is beautiful here, but that goes without saying, and the story has some surprises in store. I'd love for the world to be revisited one day since it's so well fabricated and could be well realized if explored more. Blast of Tempest is a mix of drama, mystery, supernatural, and action all blended together to perfection. Setting the scene with the death of Fuwa Aika, we learn about two best friends' relationship to the girl, with Mahiro, the blonde-haired one, being brother and sister to Aika, and Yoshino having secretly been dating his best friend's sister, Aika. The plotlines unravel as the episodes go on, but the essentials we need to know going in is that Mahiro has gone missing for a month to find his sister's killer, and only turns up when Yoshino begins to get involved in the mess that Mahiro has gotten himself into. Supposedly, Mahiro has enlisted the help of a self-proclaimed witch to find his sister's killer. There's a lot of supernatural elements at play here, while still staying pretty grounded in storytelling, only serving to enhance the action scenes way more. And on top of twists, revelations, and a pretty big tonal shift in the middle, Blast of Tempest is an underrated classic that newer anime fans need to see. An action anime following the survival of espers from the mistreatment of humans, Unlimited Psychic Squad can feel a bit dated by today's storytelling, but that doesn't stop it from having its own charm and entertainment value. The 2013 anime is actually a spin-off of the 2008 Psychic Squad anime, but doesn't need to be seen in order to watch this iteration. In my case as well, I actually haven't seen the original either. Focusing on the antagonist of the original show, Kyosuke here is portrayed as the protagonist/anti-hero fugitive leader of Pandra, a gathering of said misfit espers and the various hectic missions they go to save others of their kind. It's a completed story that's only one core, fast-paced, filled with action, and pretty good revelations all throughout. Recreators is one of the few reverse isekai in existence, and there's just nothing like it in the anime scene. Set in modern-day Tokyo, fictional characters conceived from the countless stories humans have created start appearing in the modern world. A knight, a magical girl, a mech rider, villains, and much more start being transported, interact, and start wreaking havoc on Tokyo, and the various authors of said series all have to converge together alongside the common folk to realize what is happening and to regulate everyone into the world. The premise is really unique, and such created really high expectations for the show that maybe didn't hit every single grand idea possible, but it was so fun seeing the supposed worlds colliding, have a showdown, and the entire show just seethes with creativity. Tales of Zestiria the X is an anime adaptation based off of a video game. Video game adaptations themselves tend to be a little lifeless, probably because the translation between playing a game and watching media from a narrative perspective just isn't the same. And they also tend to just be promotions for the game itself, making it feel very effortless. But damn did they try hard for the Tales of Zestiria adaptation. Animated by Studio Ufotable, it goes without saying how drop-dead gorgeous it was. And the story and characters were pretty decent as well. The story follows the idea of the Seraphim, which is a divine race of spirits granting blessings to humanity. They are accompanied by shepherds, chosen ones who were the only ones able to interact with the Seraphim. With strange weather phenomena starting to take over the land, things begin to get real tense for our MC shepherd Saray, as he begins to get tangled up in all of these prophecies. The anime can be quite intense, which I feel is only elevated with its breathtaking animation and direction of shots, and is full of jaw-dropping moments you don't want to miss. I'm gonna take a little bit of a leap, recommending an anime that hasn't even completed airing yet. But Mission Yozakura Family has been a great watch and hasn't gotten a lot of the attention on it, despite being a Shonen Jump adaptation. Combining the vibes of old school shonen anime from the 2000s with the popular surge in spy and assassin themed storylines, Mission Yozakura Family follows the student of Taiyo, as he suddenly marries his classmate Mutsumi and becomes a member of the Yozakura family, a bloodline filled with spies. We follow his transformation as he navigates from becoming a normal person to becoming a powerful spy to now protect his newfound wife, and discover more about the Yozakura family as well as his own past as well. As of recording this video, the anime is still airing, so I can't give too much more away, but it has just been a fun action shonen that kind of reminds me of Katekyo Hitman Reborn. That's a bit more modernized to today's fads. The show is currently licensed on Hulu, but regardless of that fact, you should still see what's up with this family if you're looking for a newer action anime to check out. Alright, so those were my 10 underrated action anime. This genre is huge, and I feel that I myself haven't even watched the vast amount of action anime to consider myself an expert. I've been creating a number of videos highlighting a lot of underrated anime I've seen per genre, length, and demographic, and I have a few more lined up ahead. So I would greatly appreciate if you could just be on the lookout for that, even if it's just like 3 of you. Alright, see ya.